about 15 miles that way, Teri Garr was born. She passed away today. We all know tons of stuff she was in and what we liked her in and where we fell in love with her. So I'm not going to go down that road. I got a bunch of cool clips in my collection already digitized, so they'll be flowing quickly. This one, March 3rd, 1998, Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. The guests were Teri, Robbie Robertson from the band, Tom Arnold from Roseanne and everywhere else we know Tom Arnold from, and then author Ken Hamblin. And the topic was American Indian and African American culture and the responsibility of European culture to fix things. So we're kind of still having these conversations, and I guess Teri Garr and Tom Arnold were representing the European culture. But Ken Hamblin actually argued their side for them. So, interesting. Robbie chimed in quite a bit. This is a cool episode. And things really don't change all that much, kids. I mean, look at this. It's 26 years old. Same stuff in a lot of ways. Just quit being patient. Just don't expect much. It's easier. It's better. More realistic. Bye, Teri Garr. Love you. Lakewood, Ohio. Right over there. Thank you.
Tonight on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. From the Tom Show, Tom Arnold. Actress Teri Garr. Singer-songwriter Robbie Robertson. And Talk Radio's Ken Hamblin. And now, from the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival in Aspen, Colorado, the star of Politically Incorrect, Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. How you doing up there? Oh, you're very kind. Oh. Hey, what a town. Look where we are. I have to explain that to the home viewers. We're in Aspen, Colorado for the Comedy Festival. And I love Aspen. You know, this is an old mining town, and they've kept it so much the way it used to be, because the town is still crawling with gold diggers. I love that. Well, we can't dwell too much on our local problems here, but let me tell you, there's something that is going on in Washington that's going to affect everybody. There's not a lot of news that really affects your life. Well, President Clinton wants to establish a new lower definition for being legally drunk. That's going to affect a lot of people's lives. I've got a definition. How about you are legally drunk if you risk your presidency to make out with a fat girl? I was hoping I could get away from this story out here in beautiful, bucolic Aspen, but you can't. Now they're this is amazing the way they keep floating these kind of trial balloons about what we will accept. Now, CBS News is reporting that the White House wants to test this idea that maybe the president and Monica just kissed. They were just kissing. Or as Clinton is going to say, I never impaled. And this Kenneth Starr, he's out of control. Now, you know, he's going after, first he went after reporters, just because they talked to other reporters. Now he's going after Lewinsky's former lawyer. This is lawyers going after lawyers. This is not good. To illustrate this today, CNN just showed footage of a snake eating another snake's eggs. That's... And Vernon Jordan, of course, was the one who was before the grand jury today and trying to just explain why he was so involved in Monica Lewinsky's life. And one embarrassing point, at one point they said to him, the prosecutor said, asked Vernon if he handled her affidavit. And he said, "Who's David?" All right, thanks for coming. It's all been satirized for your protection. Thank you, folks. Good job. Okay, welcome to our Aspen Show. Let's meet our panel. He is a syndicated columnist and controversial radio personality. His book is called Pick a Better Country. I've got to warn you, Aspen, he is technically black. Ken Hamblin. How are you, Kenny? Good to see you. Thank you for coming.
All right.
He is a legendary and a Colorado man. He is a legendary singer, songwriter, and activist. His new CD is Contact from the Underworld of Red Boy, one of the founding members of the band. I'm a big fan of Robbie Robertson. Hey. Great to meet you. Thank you. I mean it. Big fan. Thank you. She is the star of the big and small screens and one of our very finest actors, comedians, our friend Teri Garr. Beautiful.
Can I get a hug?
A handshake won't do with me. Thank you so much. And finally, one of our best buddies. He stars in the Tom Show Sunday nights at a nearby network. Tom Arnold.
Bill, you're looking good. You're looking real good. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Hello again. How are you?
Okay, well, we are in Aspen. We're very excited. Now let's get to fighting. One thing we could fight about is, Ken, I've read your book, interesting stuff. I've listened to your radio show. You have referred to the ghetto from which you came in Brooklyn as a reservation.
It is indeed the liberal egg sucking
Robbie, you
dog
grew up on a reservation.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, start fighting. No. And Ken, your view has always been, you know, why should people really go back to their roots? Why should they go back to the neighborhood?
Not roots, the ghetto.
The ghetto, okay. Well, that is your roots.
No. The roots are more than the ghetto. The ghetto is where you are. Your roots are the dreams passed on to you by your parents.
Let me get the question out before you argue.
Whatever.
What I'm asking is...
Yeah, what is this question?
Yeah, the question is, do you have any responsibility for going back?
Yes.
You say yes?
Yes. Meet me halfway. Come to the gate and I'll give you my jacket. But I will not go back.
But you would not wear that jacket in Bed-Stuy.
Well, I'm in Colorado now. I'm
well, that's a long way from Bed-Stuy, so you're not really meeting anybody halfway, yeah. Ken.
No, but seriously, meet me halfway and I'll give you the shirt off my back. But I'm not going to run any safaris back.
But you're not meeting anybody halfway.
Yeah, but you got to come to the gate, come to the fence and say, hey, let me out, help me find the road. That's all I'm saying.
I think our job is to go out into the world and find and discover, you know, our calling, number one. But I just did a record where I got to go back to the Six Nation Indian Reservation, and it was one of the most fulfilling experiences of my whole musical life. So there is something for going out there, there's something for coming back.
It's a really good record. It's not just a message record. People might get the impression it's an indulgence. I listened to it. It's good music.
Well, it's Robbie Robertson.
But Ken, back to you being full of crap. I don't think you have met anybody halfway. I don't think...
Yes. Meet me halfway, and I'll give you the shirt off my back.
You keep saying halfway.
That's right. You've got to show some effort.
But you don't. I'm saying the guy who, like, grew up in Harlem, okay, and he's got a pharmacy. Okay, now he lives out in Scarsdale because he's done well.
Have a pharmacy in Harlem
left,
anyway.
Which I'm not saying it's wrong, but he's left his roots, and now the kid in Bed-Stuy or Harlem doesn't have anybody to look up to in the neighborhood except Pimp Daddy Leon or Tom Arnold. That's different than actually living in the neighborhood.
As soon as you're through, I'll give you an answer to the question. I'll give you an answer. The guy that has a pharmacy that leaves Harlem, who is black, can in fact, the Indian, the Native American, the Jew, the Lithuanian, can in fact, if that young person coming along is experiencing hostility, no Indians, no blacks, no Jews, no Lithuanians, get out of the ghetto, get out of the bottom-feeding place, and provide a place for that person once they learn how to read, write, and perform in 20th century America, provide a place. You can't do that if you're hanging out in the hood, brother. Let's get with it.
But isn't it true that the people that get out of the bad neighborhoods where they are, like in Harlem, they don't give them a lot of money to fix up the buildings, and there's not a great schools. And if anybody with any intelligence says, I'm going to make myself a pharmacist and I'm going to get out of here, why would they go back?
Well, I mean, there are some souls who say, you know what, let's stay where this is to make this better as opposed to just escaping.
It can be a soulful position just to be able to go back and to say, I learned a little something, I might be able to pass something on here, might be able to a few kids here that I can help out. It's just, you know,
I mean, Tom went back to Iowa.
I go back to Iowa all the time.
You know, with that...
Because
the
food is good, and by the way, Bill, we like the larger ladies. You're missing out, buddy. You're missing out.
Well, Tom, you liked them for a while.
Well, no.
We have to take a commercial. We'll come right back. We're at Aspen.
If you'd like free tickets to Politically Incorrect back in Hollywood, call 213-852-2655.
All right, as long as we're on the subject that we were sort of talking about, one of the phenomena of the last 10 years has been that Native Americans, Indians, whatever term you want to use, have not taken over the casino industry, but they have certainly made a fortune at it. And, you know, you say casino nowadays, people sort of associate it with Indians that they used to with the mafia, which bothers me. I don't know if that's a wrong thing.
What should we do? What should we do for them? How do we make it square with them then?
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At least they're making money.
Yeah, we owe them. We owe
so
them.
Yeah.
take the most spiritual people in the world and give them the most corrupt thing. That makes it
Oh,
square.
woman.
That's the
Yeah.
solution.
That's how you handle it. I mean, that's the same principle with religion a lot of
Tom,
times.
we owe them? What do we owe them?
Oh.
Well, maybe you don't, but I feel.
Good shot. Good shot. Right through the trap door. Good
Yeah.
shot.
Oh, boy.
But I said we.
Oh.
Well, I think we
we.
do. You know, it seems like we kind of screwed them over. Back when.
So what you're telling me? So what
Yeah, you got the coat to prove it,
Hold
Mr.
on. Now what you're telling me? What you're telling me is if a black
You don't
guy...
feel bad for anybody, do you?
No, wait. Not in America. What you're telling me is if a black guy or an Indian guy or an Asian guy, by the way, squats on the land first, he doesn't develop, he can't hold it, he doesn't do the R&D to defend it, he has a right to keep it?
Well, I've done some squats, and it's pretty hard to stand there very long, but
You're not answering the question.
you know what?
Yeah,
You're not answering the question.
Please
question here
answer
is
this
people-
value system that this corrupt man
When they think of it, when people talk about Native Americans, they always seem to get this stereotypical ancient thing that all of a sudden casinos and this is such a contrast of interest here and everything. I just wonder if it's any worse in the Native American hands as it was in the Italian American hands or the Jewish American hands.
Yeah, it is.
I worked on the casino soundtrack.
is.
I got to learn a lot about this. And I know it's a throw the dog a bone trick, you know, but it's nevertheless, you know...
Except I never thought of those other ethnic groups as the conscience of America, whereas I did think of the Indians that way. And I thought of them as an incredibly spiritual people, which doesn't sort of jive
that's
with
like
But
the...
Bill, how can you be spiritual in this day and age with all the junk that goes on? I mean, Indians can't sit around and have their teepees and stuff like that. I know people that are... they're in AA, which is a very spiritual thing, and they're bartenders. I mean, they're very close to doing something that's totally corrupt. But, I mean, to them it is, but they still have their own deal that they do.
But if
I mean,
a
you
guy
have to
was
do your
running-
own deal by yourself.
But
You
that's
can't.
inside.
If a guy was running a big insurance conglomerate and he had strong religious convictions, would you say, oh my God, I don't know if he can handle the job?
Robbie.
You know, I think we're just making a stereotypical thing here, and we got to remember that this is
And
1998.
it's about
Robbie,
money. It's
Robbie,
about money. There's a
don't
lot
go
of
there.
suffering in
let us suck you
Native
into that.
Americans. There's a lot of alcoholic Native Americans. There's a lot of Native Americans that can't afford to go to college. It's one thing that we all understand in America, money. And we know you can make money from these casinos.
Hey, excuse me, Robbie. Tell them to check with the Vatican to see if they can be spiritual and run a casino. Don't get sucked into that. There they are. That's
Well,
it.
maybe it's more
Take
wonderful
the
in the
casinos
hands of
away from him.
Donald
Is that what
Trump,
you-
right?
Right.
Maybe this is a better place for, I don't know. It's something that's a little bit early to really know. you know, the damage that could be done in something like this.
What,
but
making
right
money?
now, it's
No, but that's
so
your
new. It's a
value
discovery
system. I mean, your
process.
whole
The
thing.
Indians need money to live. We send it from Washington. We're talking independence
But your little
here.
speech before about they're not entitled to the land because they
They're
didn't
making
develop
money
it.
now. They can afford to hire crooked lawyers and fight us in court, period. There you are. Now all of a sudden we're getting
great.
into this nonsense.
So we've brought them down to our level.
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it.
Right.
Oh, stop it.
No, I won't stop it.
That is, are you telling me that an Indian is less because he is working for greenbacks instead of wampum? Are you telling
No,
me
I
that?
am saying that you and I are less because our value system is in that litany you recited before about R&D and the rest of that crap.
Call me when you reach for a higher level.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm going back to the reservation.
Right.
I'm just saying, you know, as a sort of an ideal, I think that that is a higher plane, and I don't know if you can run a casino and be spiritual.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
come to work, you punch in, you go home, and then you go to the sweat lodge. It's simple. It's no
What
problem.
kind of spiritual are you talking about?
I mean, what's the big
Yeah.
deal?
Well,
Some
I mean, aren't there a
casinos
lot
have
of
sweat
spiritual
lodges,
people
yeah.
in this world?
They're,
that
losing. They're nice. They're the good ones. They got the big sweat lodge, and massage and everything. You get down there. The good massages, the ones you like, Bill.
Yeah. Ooh.
and you haven't given me one in so long. But
Are we going to Clintonize here or what?
they said, you know, or he said Indians lived light on the land. I know that sounds gay, but it just, I thought that meant something. I mean, I don't know how you can do that and also be, you know, chief
Make money?
Compatrinque. What?
Make money?
Make money.
Yeah, I think you got to get out of.
this?
I think you got to get out of this cliche, this ancient cliche thinking. And I think that today in 1998, it's just a different program.
Yeah.
That people can do what you do in today's world and have strong beliefs about what's
Yeah.
important to them and believe in the balance of life and the connection to the earth.
Okay, I'm convinced.
I'm sorry about
We have to
gambling.
take a
you know, that
commercial.
loses money, but
All right, let's talk politics for a second here, because as depressing as it may seem, the presidential race for 2000 is already underway, and the proof of it is that every presidential hopeful went last week in the Republican Party to Beauvoir, Mississippi, which is the home of Jefferson Davis, who was the president of the Confederacy, and they went to his home as a shrine. And I'm wondering if anyone here thinks that it is very inappropriate for the Republican or anybody, but especially the Republican hopefuls, the party of Lincoln, the freer of the slaves, to make a pilgrimage to the home of the man who fought to keep slavery.
But was that really what the Confederate, what the war, that war was about? Was the Civil War? Was that really about freeing the slaves?
It was about keeping the slaves for the South.
Is that really
yeah.
what it was about?
Yes, Tom.
That was the issue?
what do you think it was?
I think it's a whole bunch of stuff.
He's right. It was a whole bunch
Oh,
of stuff.
yeah, it
and
was
they've thrown
cyclamate poisoning, Tom.
Well, no, I think it was. But I mean,
What was the issue?
Okay, they were there for some sort of food tasting, I understand. A taste of. I'm serious. The
Well,
taste of.
And in Mississippi, if the barbecue's right, then the venue's right.
Right, exactly.
Amen.
Hey, we're back. We went to Japan for the Olympics. We've forgiven them.
There you are.
That was a bad
We're
war.
driving German cars. I mean, let's get over it.
That's not our country. This is our country, and a person who fights against the federal government is a traitor.
But
That's
they
a little
lost.
different than
We
the Emperor of
occupied
Japan.
the South. Now let's make peace with them. We did it with foreigners. It's time to get over it. Every time you talk about that whole concept of whether it's right for the Republican Party to go there, you're denying a whole section of America, the Southeast, to people who look like me because of the war between the states. It's over. Fini.
Plus,
Forget it.
we fought the Indians too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may be over, but since it...
We did, right?
Yeah. Buffalo soldiers.
Right.
The things
right.
you did to us. You don't see me hassling him. I love him. There. All right? I ain't going to blame him for what Sitting Bull did, for crying out loud.
But this is still, the war was about a group of states who believed that a race of people should be treated the same as cattle, owned and used on the land. Now, to go to the home of the man who fought to uphold that in 1998 You don't think there's anything wrong with
He
that?
doesn't live
Was
there
this a bunch of
anymore, right?
Republicans?
He's gone.
He does not.
And if you're real quiet, if you're really, really quiet, you can hear him turn over in his grave.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I said, was this a bunch of Republicans that went there?
These are the people who want to be the presidential candidate for the Republican Party. This was Quayle, Forbes, all the presidential hopefuls.
Jason
you know,
Watts from
wasn't,
Oklahoma, who
You're right.
was, you know,
Right.
I mean, a black American.
You know,
Right.
I'm sorry, I wrote The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, and
Yes,
I
you
love the
did.
spirit of
Yeah.
the South, but this sounds creepy to me.
But wasn't
The
Abraham Lincoln there with a
GOP
Republican?
convening in this place.
It
and
is creepy.
What is the
It-
vibe there?
For a party that says it wants to reach out, it just seems crazy, even for political reasons.
I was going to say, wasn't Abraham Lincoln a Republican?
He started the party, man.
Well, then, you see, he would have gone.
And he freed the slaves.
All right, you've said that 3 times. Why did he initiate the Emancipation Proclamation?
What, he was Jewish?
No, you know, I'll tell you right now. He initiated
He
the
had a beard,
Emancipation.
his name was Abe. I think he was Jewish.
He initiated the Emancipation Proclamation
Right.
because he wanted to stop the Brits from coming into the war on the side of the South.
I can't even get
Plain
into that.
and
We have to
simple.
take a
There it
commercial.
is.
He didn't want to bring his life.
Join us tomorrow when our guests will be Janine Garofalo, Greg Louganis, Larry Gelbart, and Christine O'Donnell.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes. What do you think about this thing I mentioned in the monologue about floating the idea that the president and Monica Lewinsky just kissed?
Well, I think it's a smart move on the president's side. You know, you float that out there, you know. I think you'd do the same thing. You know, you try a little bit of that. If that's okay, you know, you stick with that. But I don't believe it.
It's so high school, though,
It
isn't
is high
it? We
school.
were
You know, I
just
just got
kidding.
back-
Is this the government of the United States?
I know. I just got back from Europe. I just flew here from Italy, and I did a bunch of press over there for this new record. And then when I was talking with all these people from the press, they said, "Are you people really that interested in this? I mean, is it that fascinating?"
It's true.
And there is this theory that something happened on the Mayflower, and all these ships coming over from Europe.
The Puritans.
Yeah, the Puritans, like something happened that on the way here that everybody started to want to
But
up the ante.
it was
like,
bad enough.
I know more, I can get into more Puritan than you can. And the next guy said, "No, you can't. You know, you don't know what we're going to do next."
Yeah.
And it's like out of control. And this is a
we were
reflection
always
of that.
Puritan. I could understand that. But this high school element, they were just, he was under the bra.
Thanks for watching Cleveland Live Music. It's awfully bright out here. I'd click on another one of my videos. Quit looking into the sun. Your mother told you not to do that. Please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel more, there's GoFundMe and Patreon information in the video descriptions. Ooh, ooh!